So welcome to this new podcast format. It's going to be What You're Missing podcast. I don't really know what it's going to be about, but all I can say is that this podcast, the main thing that I want to do is just have like a communication and hang out with friends, so like me and you, because I don't have anybody else. I feel like the older you get, like the harder it is to make friends or retain friends or whatever. So this is just going to be my way to communicate with you guys and just kind of talk about like different stuff that's going on in the world. Hopefully I'll have better backdrops than this, just plain white. Well, I try to do flowers and stuff, but that's besides the point. Today, we are going to do a few topics. We're going to talk about Love is Blind from Netflix show. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I watched every single season, and this season was just wow. And then we're going to talk about Scientology and everything that's going on with that. Not just what you've seen, but kind of like the behind the scenes. And then we're going to do numerology for the third one, just kind of what it is. It's kind of like astrology, but to me, I believe in it more than astrology. So that's the topics today. I want you guys to let me know at the end of the video which topics you like, which ones you didn't, which ones I should talk more about. Like I said, this is just a hangout between you and I. So let's get started.
He did not choose you. Okay. At the very end of the day, you knew that they were engaged. I did. I don't give two shits. You're not fucking my man, so I don't care.
So Love is Blind is a show on Netflix where people meet in these pods, right? And they don't talk about, they're not supposed to talk about appearances or anything like that, but they don't see what the person looks like. Then they end up, if you like somebody and they like you back, they'll propose and then they meet, okay, for the first time. And that's when stuff gets crazy because it's like, is love really blind, you know? And some people obviously come on there, now that it's been going on for so long, they come on there for publicity and whatever, not for the right reasons. After that, they go on this vacation. It's all hunky-dory, honeymoon, you know, and then they go back to real life where they have to live together, deal with friends, family, different cultures, different jobs, expectations, boundaries, all that they have to figure out. And then they go to the altar and say yes or no. I don't know who your all's favorite this season is, but mine is definitely AD. She is just queen, upholds herself so well, and I just aspire and look up to be like that more so because even when she's met with really crazy things, like her fiance had a big long thing with his dad and his mom, and his dad cheated on his mom for years, and his dad would bring him on these affair trips, which is crazy, okay?
I've always told you I forgave her. So that's why I'm saying he took a lot on his back. Yeah, but you met me, but you wasn't good too.
And it's caused Clay to feel like cheating's hereditary or something. I don't know, it's just wild. But I just saw her uphold herself so well, her and her mom, and Clay's mom too was just amazing. And just seeing how strong these women are and how they speak so beautifully, I just love that. So she's my favorite. I know what your all's favorite is though down below. And then the big thing, which I didn't think was a big thing when I watched it, but then watching the TikToks, I was like, okay, maybe it's like a big deal. But let's talk about your girl Chelsea, okay? To me, when I was listening to her in the pod, she was saying how everybody has like a celebrity look-like and that she gets the same one all the time because of her hair and her eye color, right? And when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's weird. She doesn't know like Megan Fox's name because the way she described it was MGK's girlfriend or wife. But then when I look back, I'm like, girl, you definitely know Megan Fox's name. Like, that's crazy to me.
All the time on the planet, I get one person. And it's just because I have dark hair and blue eyes.
Ooh.
I don't see it. So don't get excited. It's I don't even know if it's MGK's wife or his girlfriend.
Megan Fox.
But the look on Jimmy's face, like, I have not seen him that happy, genuinely smiling the whole time that they aired. And again, there's stuff you don't see off camera, so there could have been different instances, but I did not see that boy smile at all. Like the biggest fucking grin he had up right when she told him that. And then her running down the thing, I just thought it was cute. And I guess I just sometimes don't look into stuff, but then I do other times, so I don't know. But I didn't think a big deal of it. And then I saw her commenting about running down like a dinosaur, and I saw other people talking about it. I was like, I guess her wobble down was funny, but I don't know. I didn't think it was that big a deal. There's just so much involved with this whole show. Like, I just felt like it was super toxic. I feel like the men sucked. This season sucked. And there's been years before where the women have been god awful, but this season I just had so much hope for some of them and just straight up disappointment and just sad. I don't remember the principal guy's name. Him and his fiance I had so much hope for because I was like, oh my god, they're so cute and they're so like communicate so well.
I feel so happy.
I do so.
And yeah, they just crashed and burned right when they got home, baby. It's just that boy's on his phone all the time, like constantly. And me being a teacher, you are not on your phone that much. Like, yeah, he's a principal, but oh boy, come on out. Yeah, it's just a lot of toxic men and gaslighting and just very, very disappointing for sure. Obviously the AD and Clay thing was probably, I literally cried, okay? Because first off, she's walking down the aisle, her dad passed away, so she's walking down by herself, and that made me tear up and cry. And then she says yes at the altar, but then Clay says no. Oh my god, like I could not, like I understand where he's come to a point, like he's not ready, but again, you came on this show to get married, so it's kind of selfish of you, but whatever. But it's like, I haven't watched the reunion, it's not out yet at this moment, so I don't know if he like explains to her before they go down the aisle that he's not ready. I sure to hope God he does, because that's insane if not, because she is so sweet and just holds herself with so much grace. Yeah, it made me cry. I was super disappointed. I was really rooting for them, and it's like, yeah, there's all these red flags. If you guys go watch this season, you'll see a lot of them. I just really was rooting for her, and she looked gorgeous in her dress. Beautiful. Okay, before we get into Scientology, because it's a lot, okay, we're going to talk about numerology. It sounds like it's super culty too, ology, but it just means like study of, so study of numbers, okay? Did not know about it till last year. I watched Lavender. I'll put a link down below so you guys can watch all her videos. She does a lot of affirmations, and it really helped me, honestly. And with numerology, it's based off of your birth month, birthday. So you're supposed to add those two together, and then you add that to the year, and then you add that to the month and the day. It sounds super crazy. Okay, I'll put a list of so you guys could see, but honestly, it's not that hard once you get into it and do it. And I have a planner, and my happy planner journal, I like write down like the number and the day. I swear I have used this and the things I want to teach you guys and like reflected on my past years, and weirdly enough, it is pretty accurate. So you have a personal year, okay? You're gonna use that. So my personal year 3, we're gonna add that to March, because it's March right now. March is a 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6. So my month for March is gonna be a 6, which encompasses family, friends, pets. My doggy passed away last year, so not that one, but family, friends, home, health, beauty, okay? So that's my month for this month. Now you're gonna take, to find the each days, if you want to, you're gonna take that number, so I'm gonna take the 6 and then add it to the day. So if it's the first, it's gonna be a 7, the second, it's gonna be an 8, so far, so forth, you know? Really, I just do this at the beginning of the month, and I just lay it all out so I have it all done. And I'll put the number, and then I'll write next to it what each day means. I want to put a list right here so you guys can freeze it, screenshot it, whatever, of what each of the different days mean. It took me a very long time to remember all of them, and I still forget some of them, so I just write them down every single day so that I can better understand them a little bit better. But yeah, honestly, these numbers have helped me out a lot. And like my hardest years were like a 7, which is time alone or rest, or it was a 5, or it was a 1. You know, it's just different aspects in the world and how the world evolves and does everything. So have you guys ever heard of it? Have you ever done it? Do you even care? I don't know, honestly. Like, I pay more attention to this than astrology, because in astrology there are some things that are spot on, but then there's some things that aren't. And just for me, like my month and my year, it has better followed numerology even before I even knew what any of that was. So that's just my little speech on that.
Oh, they're my family. Leave them alone.
You mad, buddy? You mad, buddy? What happened? What happened? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Okay, so the final thing of what you're missing, Scientology. We're just gonna go over like a very quick, brief intro. There's so much involved in it, and I don't want to like say the wrong thing. So I'll put a few links down below for some of the people that I watch, and then some of the people that have been a part of Scientology. They explain it a lot better than me, okay? But honestly, I've seen a lot of people compare Scientology to a cult, and like religion could technically like be a cult, but that's for a whole different video, okay? And I get it, and that's not what this video is about. It's just solely about Scientology and how it's been referred to as a cult. How it started was Bird was the head person that created it, and I guess he created it based off like science fiction-y type stuff. He was, I think, a writer, and he created a book, Dianetics. So he rejects like psychology and all that stuff, which is kind of weird because he uses a lot of like mind manipulation, part of psychology, in order to manipulate people into believing what he believes. He has a long history, if you look it up, of like working at psychiatric places and things like that. So you can research more about him if you want to. When I was in Savannah, Georgia, I went to the Grey Face Museum, which is all about cult members and murderers, serial killers, and he's in there. So just keep that in mind when you research, okay? He's a little. What ends up happening is he passes away, and they have a new guy, Miscavige, take over. And I guess people that have been part of Scientology for like since the beginning, they say it's way different now than it was back then, obviously, because people come into power, they want more power, want more money. So Scientology is tax exempt, and that's the big thing that people are protesting, so that they get it taken away. And through like a bunch of videos, and if you watch it, you'll understand why, and hopefully you'll agree, because it's pretty common sense, okay? So what I'm going to be talking about is in LA. I know Scientology just opened a new building in Chicago, and there's been a lot of people protesting because they've been preying on like younger generations, so like college kids, and there's tons of videos about that if you want to go watch it. In LA, we're going to talk about it, and it all starts with Streets. Well, he started he's, I guess since 2020, I think, is when he started filming the police. So he has a Film the Police LA 2 videos that he talks about, and he just shows LAPD and the corruption and everything. But if you really watch his videos, like you will see straight up in lives, 7 hours long, okay, is the last one I just watched, you'll see from start to finish how corrupt LAPD is.
Why are you here? No expectation of privacy. You're in public. Go to your car then if you don't want to. Why are you even here? Yeah, all right. Michael Moore, you see how our taxpayer funds are being used. They're doing personal security for the Scientologists.
And it's like, yeah, everybody knows that LAPD is corrupt, but like you honestly do not know until you sit and watch it. It's just so infuriating, and it's crazy. This really all started because I guess he was filming a police scene, and he was on the sidewalk, and I guess some Scientologist security guards came out and were like really vulgar with him, like telling him he can't stand there, and he's saying it's public sidewalk, like you don't own the sidewalk, I can stand here. And they told him to suck his dick, you know, just like really like fucked up stuff. So he's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna like protest you. So then they all start protesting at the Scientology building on Hollywood Boulevard. Keep in mind too, this is going to be a very concise thing. Like I said, it's a months long, almost a year long thing that I'm going to try to condense really small. So he starts protesting out there. The more he protests, the more videos pop up. He's on TikTok, everybody's seeing it, and then they start getting more and more peaceful protesters also coming out, and streamers coming out to record and protest.
It's a cult. It's a cult. Look at this guy trying to stop me. It's a cult. How's your family feel that you're in a cult, huh? How's your family feel? Es una secta. Why are you coming trying to not block me? Es una secta. Why is this guy trying to block me? Didn't work. You're too slow, Lurch. Watch out! It's a una secta. If you touch me, I'm gonna file charges. It's a cult. It's a cult. You don't want to do anything. That's Scientologist. It's a cult. Don't do it. Right.
Streets in LA, his son died. Here's a newspaper article about it, and the security guard from Scientology was pretty much saying like, oh, you're a bad father, like that's why your son died in a gang, and none of that is true, okay?
Criminality died in the end. You should have been a better father.
Oh.
You really should have.
Yes, my son died. See, this is my son died because I'm a bad father.
So obviously, if somebody's talking about your child that passed away, like that's going to fuel you even more. So Angel, the security guard, should have known that, okay? Everything is a lot of public record, facial recognition, and the way Streets goes about protesting is so smart. Like he'll find background information on all these cult members and just try to like pull the veil back, you know, and it's not all like, oh, shiny, whatever. So the problem with Scientology is that they prey on people that are in need, whether that be money, visas, getting jobs, whatever. I seen one couple talking about how their daughter was sick in the hospital, and there were Scientologists outside saying that they could help cure their daughter. So they're doing tactics like that. They're getting people that are asylum seekers that have come over here, and they're recruiting them that way. and just people that are in need and want to change their life. Because how they frame it is that Scientology can help make your life better, that it can help get rid of all these insecurities you have and make you a better person and reach like the ultimate level. There's just so many different analogies with everything. It's really confusing, but there's different levels you pay for and you take classes and you get better and better and better. So pretty much like a pyramid scheme, okay? This stuff you're learning is like mumbo jumbo stupid shit. Like you can look it up and like see the different levels you can get to reach the ultimate goal, whatever. But yeah, there's been famous people in there. Tom Cruise is the ultimate famous one. John Travolta, and then Leah Remini just came out of it, and she has a whole YouTube and like talks about it in books and everything, so you can read up on that too. But they don't believe in, you can get married, but like your whole sole purpose is to serve Scientology. And I'm so sorry, this is everywhere. I was supposed to start out with the background info, but that's just where my mind's at. So you cannot have children though, so because what they found out is people that have children, these children become de factors and they know everything about Scientology, so they do not want that. Because the less the public knows about Scientology, the better it is for them. They don't believe in like homosexuality, they don't support it, whatever. They also have these people that go out and walk the streets. So the peaceful protesters are at that building, the Scientologists are trying to recruit people in. Those people get paid $47 a week. They work like 12 hours a day, every single day, which is insane. And then they go back and live in this blue building and they live in bunk beds, and there's such strict rules, like no internet access. Everything's just so limited that like you don't have any outside forces at all to help influence you or help you. And then what they do is they do these auditing sessions. So in these auditing sessions, you'll be sitting with somebody and there'll be like a little meter that they read, and they pretty much learn your deepest, darkest secrets. So if you try to leave, they'll use it against you, or they'll contact your family, or they'll try to ruin your life, or they've also like have followed people, you know, and just have scared them. So it's really scary.
What's an e-meter? So an e-meter is a device that just measures the resistance to a small electrical flow. Except Scientologists believe that this e-meter can be used to simply direct the progress of an auditing session, to determine whether the auditing has reached a good, satisfactory conclusion. All auditing sessions have to end on a satisfactory conclusion. That's the job of the auditor. You don't just, not like, sorry, the session sucked, see you next week. It's not like that. Every auditing session has to end on a positive note. And if it doesn't, there's corrections to be made.
People that have gone into this building, the recruiting center, they like give them their phone number and they'll get called for years, like 10 years down the road, they'll still get calls, which is insane. Now with these peaceful protesters, they have shut down the recruiting center now for a few months, which is awesome. But what we're seeing is how closely connected LAPD is to Scientology, which is disastrous. So what the recruiting center would do all the time is they would call in these fake bomb threats or fake crime reports is what they're doing.
What's going on, officer? About what?
Stay right there.
I have the right to film. What's going on?
Alright, that's fine. Okay.
What's going on? I'm under arrest?
No, we just need to put.
Under arrest for what?
You can hold it. Just put it in your pocket.
Am I being detained for what?
It's still recording, okay?
Oh my God, bro. What am I being? What?
And so they would go and arrest these protesters and then release them. And it's called taking them for the ride is what they police call it. So even though they know that there's no crime committed, they started just taking people for the ride. And that's what's continually going on now. And it's just so crazy that people that are like knowingly calling in a false crime report are not being prosecuted. It's not being investigated. It's like you get calls almost every single day and nobody's investigating it. It's such a waste of police time, money, taxpayers' money, everything. So this is why it's gotten so big, is because they've created such a story and have put names to these different characters in Scientology and have connected so many people in with it that have helped protest against it. So that's been great and amazing. But now where we're at is they have been going to La Poubelle, who the owner of La Poubelle is very close with Danny Masterson. And if you remember, Danny Masterson was convicted of drugging and raping women and he's in jail now. Well, she actually has gone to the court date and has walked in with him and has written like character statements for him and everything else. Okay, just a real peach of a woman.
Somebody has all your tough guys. Look at tough guys. Harry Potter guys.
So they moved over there and started protesting, and it has gotten so nasty. Like, the people that go into that restaurant are disgusting. They come out and they're like smoking, flicking cigarettes at protesters. They're all drunk, so like you just hear alcohol with like poor choice, and then these fucked up people. It does not end well. I'll try to add some videos here so you guys can kind of see some of the arrests. Danny got arrested, DOA. Cam got arrested after they were the ones that were attacked. They were the ones that were brutalized, and they called the police, and the police ended up arresting them instead of the people that attacked them. Like this girl that attacked them, then hit a car, drove off, nothing happened to her. And then you have this other dude that they call a Motley Crue that went in, attacked them and punched them and hit them and stuff. Nothing happened to him either, but they arrested those three, and then later on, because after they took them for the ride, later on they released them with no charges on them. So then recently, the one I just watched about streets, okay, he was filming. So Sergio, who's one of the other protesters, super nice guy, he got hit by somebody, called the police. Police came, they did nothing. They wouldn't take a PPA from him, which is a personal private person's arrest, or private person's arrest. Detective Aludo, who's, you'll see so many videos, it's just the corruption and stuff is just insane. He keeps having him walk to different places to take this report, but then not taking it. And Sergio's like, no, I'll take it right here. And he just keeps fucking around. And when Sergio's like, I'm, you know, part of the military, blah, 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 like that's how you treat people, the Detective Aludo was like, what branch? And Sergio's like, it doesn't matter. And the detective said, exactly. That's crazy. Because technically me, like, military is above you, boy. Like,
He's refusing. We're all peaceful. Take a report right here. He doesn't want to document.
Right here.
We want to document for the war.
Right here.
I bet it all right here.
You're gonna let him tell you what to do.
You're not gonna let him.
Oh my god, this guy's nuts.
File the report.
Bro, this guy's nuts!
Dirty cop.
Like, what?
He's refusing it.
That's Aludo right here. The guy is bro, he's not over there. They're still over there. The perfect. I want to see hiding in there. I want to
know how this goes. I've been through this.
No, this is now. You know, this is not the past.
But just like this clown is gonna start.
This clown, oh god.
You?
I'm right here.
Right here. He's right here. Talking about?
I'm right here. Go in there.
Several witnesses saw this.
Twisting the fuck out of my arm.
And took his hat, threw it off.
Right here. Right here. Yes, I do.
Oh my god, he refused.
Exactly what
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna post this guy.
He's not worthless. He's on the report. Yes, right here.
What's so funny?
the same night, a little bit after that, they go back to La Poubelle, and Streets is filming this guy who's just like talking shit and being an asshole to everybody else. All the protesters are just standing there. He gets a cigarette flicked at him, dude hits the camera out, then Harry Potter dude comes out, hits his phone super far, starts running down the road, and then Streets ends up getting his nose broken because the dude just keeps coming back and like hitting him. Streets called the police. Guess what? Nobody got arrested. You know, there's videos of multiple angles, multiple different directions that you can see Streets literally getting punched, and this dude threatening to use it on them. Nothing happens. They have like all the evidence and everything, and no arrests have been made.
I got assaulted.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Would you like a report?
Yes, I want a PPA.
This Detective Aludo is the same one that came. So when the police finally showed up, Streets tries to tell Aludo, and Aludo's like, oh no. Like, that's how he says it. Oh my god, I was baffled. Like, they never cease to amaze me. Like, I think I've seen it all. I'm like, oh no. Like, that's insane. And like I said, you can watch these lives for 7 hours. So there's no like, oh, they clipped it and like made it look like it was worse. No, you can watch from beginning to end and see all the madness. The Scientology building at Hollywood Boulevard is closed right now for recruiting. They may open again, so we'll see. And then La Poubelle, who is affiliated with them, it's just madness like almost every single night. It is Monday, so I think tomorrow, March 12th, is when they have their renewal for their liquor license. So we'll see what happens with that, because they're supposed to renew it, but there's been all these violations that all the protesters have filmed. The LAPD, you just see so many different people being affiliated with the Scientology parties. They'll go play guitar, like Tim Tallman will go play guitar, and he's part of the Hollywood division, and he's one of the ones where the one guy from Scientology, Aaron, he escaped it, right? And so he came to visit LA, and this dude with this bat, he has a cane and a dog. He's already attacked streets and attacked, I think, Laura. The dog's been in them, and like he's trying to hit somebody with a baton, everything, right? And Aludo's the one that didn't take a report on this guy that had been attacking them, okay? He comes up a lot, okay? So Aaron sees this guy walking down the road and was like, oh, you're the guy that attacked the Squirrel Squad. And the Squirrel Squad's the peaceful protesters. He gets pissed, turns around, hits the camera out of his hand with a cane, and then lets his dog off the leash to like attack him.
I'm not free to be fucking harassing, asshole. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna call that bitch PTSD, fucker. Leave me the fuck alone. I will fucking kill you. Oh, don't kill him! Don't kill him!
Yeah.
He calls the police, and it's a 2.5 hour long ordeal. Nobody's showing up. They come and comfort the suspect. Don't do anything for Aaron. And they see Tim Tallman, who played the guitar, right, at the Scientology parties. He comes out of the car, walks around, and says hi to everybody else, and just fucks around, okay? So as a victim, like, I understand Aaron's frustration, because it's been like 2.5 hours. This dude's fucking around, saying hi to everybody, and like patting the suspect on the back, like, oh, it's okay, like pretty much vibe. And then he threatens him and said, well, if we arrest him, we have to arrest you for felony stalking.
Fine.
No, I want him arrested.
All right. So, then, just so you know, more than likely you're going to be arrested for the felony stalking. Felony stalking. All right.
Felony stalking?
Yeah.
Aaron's in Florida. How's he stalking somebody in LA? And he's only been there, I think, for less than like 9 hours. So what ends up happening is they arrest both of them, and they take Aaron along for the ride. And then there's just all the other stuff you can watch on his thing, and he talks about how when they have him back there, that Tallman wanted to hook him up to the bathroom sink, and the one cop was like, no, that's disgusting. So it's so crazy. So he gets released, no charges. So that just shows you who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I don't know if that was confusing, if that was condensed. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it, and I have a lot more videos I can show if you guys are interested. But I hope you guys like that little what you're missing video podcast vlog. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just a hangout between two friends. Me and you. But yeah, let me know down in the comments anything I'm missing that you want to know about, or other people should know about, or your favorite part was, anything like that. And then until next time, guys, I hope this works out and figure out my life. I hope I'm able to connect with you guys. I've tried a lot of things, and it's just trying to figure out my life over here. But until next time, love you guys.